Ika. Welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn how to use a present simple tense and a present continuous tense to construct a sentence in English. You know, the present simple and the present continuous tense do not just have one or two uses. There are at least 8 common uses and many more special cases. So today I'm going to teach you from a very basic to the complex version of these tenses. I will start from the introduction of these tenses in English and next for how can we form the present simple tense and the present continuous tense. I also provide several usage and example for the sentence structuring using a present simple and a present continuous tense. So, in English, the idea of tense comes from how we refer to the time. They are past, present, and the future. Not only in English, I think several languages employ tenses to express time. So tenses play a crucial role in the English language. It denotes the time an action takes place whether sometime in the past, in the present, or will take some time in the future. In general, there are 3 tenses in English: present, past, and future. Present tense means the things are true when the words are spoken or written. And the past tense means things were true before the words were spoken or written. And the future tense means the things will be true after the words are spoken or written. We will learn in details by the following slides. Okay, let's start from the concept of simple present tense and later second part for simple continuous tense. So, how can we form the present simple tense? So, to use the present simple, you need to remember 3 things or 3 rules. First, add an s or es to the verb in the third person singular. For example, after he, she, and it. And the second rule, if you want to make a negative sentence, you can use don't or doesn't. Use doesn't for the third person after she, he, or it, and use don't for I, you, we, and they. And to make questions, use do or does in the beginning of sentence. This is the rules how we form the simple present tense. Here for some examples. I visit them once a week. She visits them once a week. We add an s to the verb after she, he, or it. And the rule to examples, I have a lot of things to do. And this is for the positive sentence. And how about the negative? We add not after do. So I don't have a lot of things to do, or he doesn't have much time. For the questions, put do and does before the subject. For example, do you have a big family? Does he live in this building? And for the third person, we make question with does. As you can see here, when we use does or doesn't, we don't have to add s to the verb. Okay, that shows you how to form the present simple tense. But now we have a question. How can we use a simple present tense? Let's look at the different ways you can use this form. We use simple present tense when we talk about a regular action. This is one of the most common uses for the simple present tense. Let's just look at some examples here. She calls her parents every week. I don't often go to the gym. Or, do you always eat so quickly? In all of these sentences, we are talking about actions which happen or don't happen regularly. These actions are not happening at this moment. This is just a simple use of the present simple, which uh, which you maybe knew already, but we have only just started. How else can you use the simple present tense? Do you know any other ways? Okay, let's look deeper. So the second, we use simple present tense to talk about general truth. If you want to talk about something which is generally true, you will also need the simple present tense. For example, the moon goes around the earth, the Nile is the longest river in the world, or elephants live for 60 or 70 years on average. These things are generally true because they aren't just true at the one moment. They were true for 100 years ago, they are true today, and they will be true for 100 years in the future. So, compare this to the previous idea, talking about regular actions. In both cases, we use the present simple tense to talk about something which is true not just at this moment, but also in the future and also in the past. Third use, talking about states and situations. We use the present simple to talk about all states in the present. For example, you seem a bit quiet today. Verbs like seem describe states, not actions. Another example, he has a lot of experience in his subject. Or, what does this one cost more than the others? Many verbs which describe states like seem or cost can only be used in the simple tense. They don't exist in the continuous tense. Again, you can see the same idea of something which is true not just now, at this moment, but also in the future and the past. If you say he has a lot of experience in his subject, that means that he had a lot of experience last week and he will have a lot of experience next week. And it's not just about this moment. And the number 4, using the present simple with verbs of sensing, feeling, thinking, or speaking. With many verbs of sensing like hear, see, or smell, like a feeling. For example, we use like, love, hate, and also for thinking, like know, realize, and remember, or a speaking like a promise, admit, or advise. We use the present simple for this verb. This is because many of these verbs describe states, and the present simple is used to talk about states, as you saw just now. Let's look at some more examples. This cheese smells a bit strange. I don't like going shopping. Do you realize what you are doing? I promise it won't happen again. In all of these sentences, only the present simple is possible. You cannot say, are you realizing what you are doing? Or I'm promising it won't happen again. Okay, that's for the fourth example, the use of simple present tense. We move to the number 5, talking about long-lasting situations. For example, if you say she lives with her friend or she's living with her friend, do you think are they the same? She's living and she lives. If not, What is the difference? Actually, they are different. If you say she lives with her friend with the present simple, this suggests that the situation is permanent or at least long-lasting. She's not just staying with her friend for a few weeks. She lives with her friend permanently. However, if you say she's living with her friend with the present continuous tense, so this suggests that the situation is temporary. Maybe she's just staying with her friend while she looks for her own place. When we use the present simple to talk about the situations, it suggests that the situation has continued for a long time and or that we expect the situation to continue for a long time in the future. In some cases, it's possible to use either the present simple or the present continuous in the same sentence, but the meaning will be different. Using the present simple shows a situation is long-lasting or permanent, while using the present continuous shows that a situation is just temporary. For example, he works for a small design company. This is a career, this is a job, so he will probably stay there a long time. Second, he's working for a small design company, so he works there at the moment and he might change jobs soon. Let's look another example. I go to the gym every week. So this means I do this every week, every month, and all year. And next month, I will still be going to the gym. How about I'm going to the gym every week? Using present continuous, that means I'm doing this at the moment. And next week, you won't see me there for the gym. So, in all these sentences, both forms are possible. You can use simple present or present continuous tense. But the present simple show that these situations are long-lasting, while the present continuous shows that the situation probably won't continue for a long time. Hopefully, you can understand. Okay. We also use the present simple to tell jokes or stories in conversational English. Imagine you are telling a story to your friends. What verbs would you use? You should use the past, right? After all, you are talking about a story, something which happened in the past. Actually, that's logical, but it's not always true. We often use the present simple to tell stories or jokes, even for things which happened in the past. This is only possible in conversational English. Why do we do this? So using the present simple instead of the past tense makes the story sound more direct or more exciting. For example, I see this guy who looks just like Johnny Depp, and I go up to talk to him, but then I have a trip with him. So this is about telling a jokes or stories, but in conversational English. Similarly, the present simple is often used in newspaper headlines, even for things which happened in the past. For example, Prime Minister resigns, scientists discover new elements, and for the next, we also use the present simple in commentary. What is a commentary? Commentary means describing something as it's happening, usually on TV or on the radio. For example, sport matches have commentators who describe the match to listeners or viewers. Commentators use the present simple to talk about shorter actions which are happening at the moment. For example, he passes, he saw, he passed, he saw, he hits the pause, he serves, but William makes a great return. I know this might seem strange. Commentary describes something which is happening now, so you might think we should use the present continuous. However, commentary does use the present continuous, but mostly for longer actions. For example, he's warming up and getting ready to come on the pitch. The players are talking a break while the medic treats her leg. Normally, we use the present simple for longer actions and the present continuous for the shorter actions. But only in a commentary, the opposite is true. So the present simple describes a shorter actions and the continuous tense is used for the longer actions. What else? So this is the last use for simple present tense. And so we use the present simple for future schedules. You can also use the present simple to talk about the future. So how? We use the present simple to talk about things in the future which are on a timetable or schedule. This includes things like trains, planes, and other public transportations, and also for meetings and appointments, classes, or so on. For example, class starts at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. The plane arrives at 12 at night. And the other sample, what time does the meeting start? Okay, that's all for simple present tense. Okay, let's move to the other tenses for the present continuous tense. We will also talk about all the possible meanings of the present continuous tense, whether you are a beginner or an advanced learner. Sure, you are to find something new by this video. First, how can you form the present continuous tense? To form the present continuous tense, you should use be plus verb plus ing. For example, he is washing his car. They are watching a film or a movie. What about negatives or questions? To make negatives, add not after be. For example, she isn't doing anything. I'm not working on that right now. Now, how about to make a question? To make a question, you move the verb be before the subject. Is he doing anything? Are you talking to me? Okay, that's how to form the present continuous tense. The same rule works if you ask a question with a question word like what, why, or how. You also should move the verb be before the subject. For example, what are you watching? Where are they going? And now, you also can see that to make a question in the present continuous, you don't add anything. So don't add word like do or did. Just change the other of the words. So now you know how to form sentences and questions with the present continuous. But how do you see it? One use is for something happening right now. So we use a present continuous thing to talk about something happening right now. This is the most basic use of the present continuous tense. Just like he is washing his car, they are watching a film. These sentences are talking about something which is happening at this moment. Now, we can also use the present continuous to talk about something which has started but not finished. This sounds similar to the last point. If we say he's washing his car, so this means he is start washing his car, but he has not finished yet. Okay, do you got it? Next use for the simple present tense is about describing a picture. If you have a picture or a photo and you want to describe it to someone, you should use the present continuous tense. A picture or a photo is like a moment in time. That's why we use the present continuous form to talk about it. For example, here, we can use the present continuous to talk about what we see. For example, they are sitting on a beam high above the city. The two men on the left are smoking. Some of them are eating sandwich. It doesn't matter that the picture was taken a long time ago. We can still use the present continuous to describe it. Okay, next. Talking about something temporary or different from usual. So, another use of the present continuous is to show that something is temporary. Look at these two sentences. He lives with his parents. He's living with his parents. So what's the difference? Why would you use the present continuous here? In these sentences, the present continuous shows that the situation is temporary. If you say he lives with his parents, you mean that this permanent. And if you say he's living with his parents, you mean that this is a temporary situation, just like I mentioned in the present simple tense. Maybe he is living with his parents while he saves enough money to get his own place, or another reason. Okay, let's look at one more example here. She works in the marketing department. She's working in the department of marketing. Is the difference clear now, right? If you say she works in the department of marketing, so you mean that this is her permanent job. But if you use she's working in marketing department, you mean that she normally works somewhere else. She's just working in the marketing department temporarily. Okay, that's several use of a present continuous. We have another use of the present continuous. Okay, for the next, talking about a changing situations. I totally understand that there are a lot of ways to use the present continuous. But remember that you don't have to learn all of this at once. This video will still be here, so take a break and review what we have done so far if you need to. Okay, now you can also use the present continuous to talk about a situation which is changing over time. For example, the population of our city is growing by around 5% a year. My English is slowly getting better. The river used to be really polluted, but it's getting cleaner. In all of these examples, we are talking about a change which is happening over time and which will probably continue in the future. So, if I say the population in our city is growing by around 5% a year, this means That's I expect the population to continue growing at least for the next few years. Okay, so you have seen how the present continuous can be used to talk about things happening now, things which have started but not finished, describing a picture, talking about temporary situations, and last about talking changing situations. All of the meanings we have seen so far are similar. They are all about something happening around a moment in time. However, there are also some other ways to use the present continuous tense which are completely different. Let's look at the very important one, talking about arrangement in the future. Many English learners use will to talk about the future, but will cannot be used for everything. Actually, the present continuous is one of the most common ways to talk about the future in English. If you have a solid brain or arrangement, meaning you know where and or when something will happen, you can use the present continuous to talk about it. Here for some examples. We are meeting outside the cinema at 8 p.m. or em. They are coming to ours for dinner on Saturday. What are you doing next weekend? It's very common to use the present continuous when you talk about plans for the near future, social plans, or so on. And next, talking about something strange or annoying. Now we are getting to more specialized, less common uses of a present continuous. Using the present continuous together with adverbs like always, constantly, or continually can show that you find a repeated action annoying or strange. For example, he's always forgetting to bring the things he needs. They are constantly gossiping about me behind my back. Or another example, my boss is continually interrupting me while I'm trying to work. So, if you say he's always forgetting to bring the things he needs, you mean that he often forgets to bring things, and you find this strange or annoying for you. This use of the present continuous is unusual because we are using the present continuous to talk about repeated actions or a habit, and we don't normally do that. So you must use an adverb in these sentences. You cannot say he is forgetting to bring the things he needs. To give it the meanings of something which you find strange or annoying, you need an adverb. So always is the most common adverb to use in these sentences, in these cases. Okay, we are nearly there. One more to go about the use of present continuous. So the last use is about talking about feelings, which you are starting to be aware of. Now again, this is very specialized, less common way to use the present continuous. So what does it mean? Think about these two sentences. I realize I made the wrong decision. I'm realizing I made the wrong decision. Now, they are both possible, but what is the difference? So in the first sentence, I realize I made the wrong decision. Your realization is not a new feeling. However, when you say, I'm realizing I made the wrong decision, you mean that you are just starting to think about this. The feeling that you made the wrong decision is still growing on you. Let's do one more example. For example, I find it difficult to work with him. I'm finding it difficult to work with him. So can you see the difference? Again, if you say, I find it difficult to work with him, this is not something new for you. You generally find him difficult and you dislike working with him. If you say, I'm finding it difficult to work with him, this means that you are just starting to realize how difficult he is and how you dislike working with him. These feelings are new to you, I guess. Okay, that's all for my video for the two tenses, present simple continuous and simple present tense. Okay, thank you for watching my video. There is a lot of information in this video, so you might find it useful to review some part of this video again and again. That's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.